Fam, your vote doesn't matter. Left wing, right wing, it doesn't matter. Black, white, it doesn't matter. Trade, business, desk job, it doesn't matter. YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, it doesn't matter. Whether you put the work in or whether you don't, it doesn't matter. What matters is you have a decision to make. What lane, what avenue, what direction are you going to go down and be consistent even when things don't make sense? Even when it's dark? What lane are you going to pick? What avenue are you going to go down? Or are you going to continue to worry about the things that you can't control, like your vote? Or are you going to continue not to understand financial literacy? Are you going to continue to march in the streets talking about black power? Or are you going to learn financial literacy so you can get yourself into a better situation? While you keeping up with politics, you could be learning how the stock market works and how you can enter and exit a trade. Instead of worrying about the politics and why this person said this to this person and what this person said to that person, why won't you worry about what fractional reserve banking is? Why won't you understand that you cannot save your money? Why don't you understand that you have to invest your money because you keep worrying about everything else? Why aren't you making a video each and every single day because you're worried about everything else? Why won't you lock in? Why won't you hit the gym? Why won't you eat right? Because you're worried about everything else. You're worried about what that person's going to say, what she's going to say, how it's going to look to them, what is they going to feel like if they see this, how they going to react when they see this. It don't matter. It doesn't matter. What matters is you getting yourself into a better situation. What matters is you taking every single opportunity and using it to your advantage. What matters is you using your something and not calling it nothing. That's what matters. What matters is making a better step for the next generation. That's what matters. What matters is you leaving something behind for your kids and they kids and they kids. That's what matters. Not who's in office. Not what policies are being brought upon us. Not going to school, paying thousands of dollars on some education that's mediocre, that we ain't never going, that you probably ain't never gonna use. Some that AI is finna come take over soon. We gotta get smarter, bro. We gotta stop the BS. We gotta stop worrying about shit that don't matter. We gotta stop scrolling on Instagram. We gotta stop scrolling on YouTube. We gotta stop worrying about the females. There's real darkness out here that needs to be exposed. There's real evil out here that needs to be killed. That needs to be dealt with. That needs to be dealt with. That needs to be eliminated by light. We need you in the battle, son. That's what I'm trying to say. We need you in the fight. We all we got. We need you in the fight. There are secrets being held from you. There's understanding that you can't even possibly understand because you don't even understand the little stuff. You don't even understand the basics. You don't even understand the first grade fundamentals. And it's not your fault. But if you come across this video, you now have a choice to make. Learn what you need to learn so you can get to the next level. You're not missing anything. If you have a phone, you can make it. If you have a phone, you can make it. You will make it. You have to. You understand who you are? Do you understand that you are the way, the truth, and the life? So I need you to act like, I need you to be consistent. I need you to act like you have a purpose. You have an assignment. You need to go find your assignment and align yourself with it and walk faithfully. So that way you can lead people to the promised land. You are the person who's supposed to get up and lead us to the promised land. But I need you to lock in. I need you to stop worrying about the worldly stuff. I need you to stop worrying about the fake news. I need you to stop worrying about what the next crisis is going to be in the world, because that don't got nothing to do with you until it hits your front door. You can't do nothing about it. All you can do is talk about it, which ain't gonna do nothing, or you can vote about it, which ain't gonna do nothing. There's nothing you can do other than put work in to change your situation. Let's start being real with ourselves. Let's stop relying on the government. Let's stop relying on a switch to magically happen. How about we just get up and use our own hands and change our situation? How about we stop blaming our circumstances? How about we stop blaming our skin color? How about we stop blaming our education and let's learn the things we need to learn on our own? How about we stop being victims of the past and move forward? We gotta move forward, man. Damn. Come on, lock in with me. Lock in with me. Lock in with me. Hold on, let me hit my joint again. Hold up. You don't get a pass. You don't get a pass. It's gonna suck. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna burn. You don't get a pass. Do you realize you need to go through great suffering so that you can understand great peace? That's what Kevin Gates said. Do you understand that you need to go through this valley and get messed up so that way you can tell to other people, hey, I've been there. So that way you have the testimonial to back up your profits. So that way you have the testimonial to back up your fruits from your labor. Do you understand that it's not supposed to be easy, but you can't give up? Do you understand that? Do you understand that that we're living in a smoke screen? That everything you see around you is not real. The money is not real. The food is not real. The people are not real. This is a simulation. This is not real. You need to get your act together and start acting like you live in a dream world, because either you going to live in your dream world or they're going to shape it for you. You're going to be slaved into the job force. Do you really want to be a part of that your whole life, your whole 40 years? You want to just work a job, do the same thing over and over again? Well, I suggest you lock in. Well, I suggest you stop paying attention to the stuff that doesn't matter, to the stuff you can't do nothing about. You see all these crises, they be showing it on the news. You can't do nothing about it until you fix yourself, until you change your situation. You can't do nothing for them people, okay? All you can do is do something for yourself. Stop acting like you care. Because if you really cared, you would do something about your situation instead of worrying about everybody else when you ain't even got your oxygen mask on. You dead now. What was the point? We need people in the fight. We need people. We need to arm people with understanding. And the only way to get understanding is if somebody goes first and tells us what we need to know. That's why you got to go first. That's why you're in the valley. That's why you're moving forward. That's why you're struggling. That's why you're not succeeding sometimes and you fall back, but you get back up, because you are the one that's going to tell us the understanding. You're the understanding. You're going to set the tone. You're the example. You're the person who's supposed to lead the way. You're the person who's going to lead the way. That's why your life is hard. That's why you crying so much. That's why you in so much pain. That's why things don't make sense. That's why you feel lost. Because you need to tell people who feel lost after you make it through your lostness that it's going to be okay. That you've already dealt with that. That you've been there. You've already trampled over that. You've already slayed that monster. That's why you're going first. All right? That's why it's hurting. You're first. You're the chosen one. I need you to act like it. We're in a war. We need people. We need bodies. It's too much darkness out here. Stop paying attention to the smoke screens and pay attention to what matters, man. I'm gone.